Should the Pelicans trade Zion Williamson this summer? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is League Talk, and my name is Emmanuel Camia. On here, I talk about basketball, particularly the NBA, give my thoughts, opinions, and whatever else is going on in the NBA. So if you're into that kind of thing, then this is the channel for you. So make sure to hit the subscribe button, leave a like, and drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's jump into this video. So a few days ago, news came out that the Pelicans and Zion Williamson had come to an agreement to sideline him for the remainder of the season, which is pretty sad because I was hoping to see Zion Williamson play this season. It's been so long since Zion Williamson played basketball, and he's fun to watch. He's exhilarating. His dunks are ferocious. I like watching Zion Williamson. I don't want to not watch him, right? So this news was very sad for me. But as time has gone by, I've come to realize that missing games and missing entire seasons is a theme that Zion Williamson is starting to adopt. Just 2 weeks ago, I visited the theory that Zion Williamson is a bust because it was floating around social media left, right, and center. And in that video, I stated and I agreed that Zion Williamson is a bust. And it was for the simple reason that in the last 3 years, Zion Williamson has missed over 150 plus games. And if you're a reoccurring viewer of this channel, you know what my sentiments are when it comes to availability. Listen, availability matters. And I understand that Zion Williamson is not missing basketball games because he wants to. He's missing basketball games because injuries and health issues. But a lot of those health issues, a lot of those injuries are stemming from his inability to control his weight. It's something that he can't control. His weight plays a huge role into why his knees and his foot are always injured, right? Because he's putting a lot of torque on those parts of his body, and because of his huge body mass, it causes those parts of his body to have a lot of wear and tear, to break down easier, right? So while I understand that Zion Williamson, it's out of his control, in a sense it is, right? He has an issue with his weight, and his weight plays into why he gets injured a lot. If you guys want, I'm going to leave a link in the description to the video of Zion Williamson being a bust. I highly recommend you watch it. It's high quality. But anyway, with Zion officially being sidelined for the remainder of the season, I think that it's reasonable and it is imperative that the New Orleans Pelicans assess their future with Zion Williamson this upcoming summer, and they need to consider the possibility of moving off of him and trading him. And I'm going to explain why in just a bit here. Like I said in my previous video, Zion has been overly underwhelming for the New Orleans Pelicans organization. This is especially highlighted when you contrast and compare him to the number 2 overall pick in the same draft year that he came in, Ja Morant. When you compare Ja Morant's career to Zion Williamson's career 3 years later after they were drafted, it is like Kevin Durant and Greg Oden. Ja Morant has just exceeded all expectations set by the Memphis organization, but just the NBA world. Listen, Ja Morant in the last 3 years has managed to become an all-star. Not just a starting all-star, right? You normally go from being selected, as a reserve to a starter. He's gone from never being an all-star to starting, right? He's played so well and meshed so well with the team that he's gotten his team to be in a position in which they can compete in the playoffs this year, and comfortably so, because they are the number 2 seed in a tough Western Conference. This amount of success, when you contrast that with Zion Williamson, it just kind of makes you think, what could have been? Did New Orleans fumble the bag when it came to Zion Williamson? And furthermore, the fact that Ja Morant has managed to accomplish all of these things in the span of just 3 years makes you think and makes you realize, makes you wonder and get excited when you think about it, in the sense that this is not even his peak. There's more to come. It's only been 3 years. He's far from his peak. As good as he's been in the last 3 years, his best days are ahead of him. And when you compare that to what Zion has done in the last 3 years, it makes you look at Zion Williamson in a different light. I can't say that Zion has a great future ahead of him. I can't say that because in order to predict the future, one must look to the past. You must study patterns from the past. And Zion's past, not only from the NBA, in college, he was hurt a lot. Ever since he got drafted, hurt a lot. His past suggests that he does not have bright days ahead of him, that he might have peaked. In the same amount of time that Ja has taken the world by storm, the NBA world by storm, Zion has missed season after season, game after game, year in, year out. Right? And it's just hard to get excited for him, and it's hard to not look at him as a liability to the New Orleans Pelicans organization. I mean, they're paying him millions of dollars to do nothing, to not play. And he hasn't managed to do anything for the New Orleans Pelicans organization, which is really tragic because New Orleans was really hoping that Zion would be for them what LeBron was to the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2003. Save their franchise. They're a small city sports organization. They need a star, right? Especially after Anthony Davis left them for the Lakers in 2019. I remember seeing this video and seeing how excited the Pelicans staff were when they found out that they were going to get the #1 overall pick. It was excitement because it meant rejuvenating the organization and saving their jobs. To see that Zion hasn't done anything for them is really tragic, especially too when you consider Zion had the potential to do all of that. Zion had the potential to revive the Pelicans. I mean, Zion was a star. He was the next coming of LeBron. He could have been LeBron, but Zion isn't a star anymore. It seems like today Zion is more of a celebrity off the court and a remnant of the past on the court, a ghost of the past. And his constant injuries are to blame. Again, I want to reiterate, I understand that most players can't control why they're injured, but Zion, the reason he keeps getting injured is because of the torque that he puts on his lower body. You have to remember, Zion is huge. Also, Zion's playing style, he plays above the rim. He's a high-flying, dunking player. This puts a lot of torque on his body, which is why his lower body is always injured. So it is manageable and it is controllable. He just hasn't gotten around to managing it at all. And it would be one thing if it was one season. This has been going on for almost 4 years if you count his college days. And these factors make it an uphill battle for Zion to have a successful NBA career in the future, which is why I think it is imperative and important for the Pelicans to move off of Zion Williamson this upcoming summer. The way I see it, the Pelicans have to move off of Zion before it's too late. What I mean by that is, from a GM perspective, from an organization perspective, this is what I think. You don't want to wait to trade Zion Williamson when his trade value is below the basement. In the sense that Zion is most likely going to get injured when he comes back. That's what his history has told you. That's what happens to a lot of these big guys when they get injured early. Right? Remember, Zion's a very young guy. The very fact that he's injured this much and he was drafted 3 years ago is a huge red flag. He's more than likely to come back and get injured than he is not to. Right? And if I'm the GM, if I'm an executive for the Pelicans, I'm thinking about it in those perspectives. I'm thinking, okay, the last thing you want to do is wait for Zion to come back, get injured or tear something, miss another huge portion of next season, and not be able to move off of him next year because his trade value has gone down. Like I always say on this channel, it's better to move off of a player early than to move off of him late. Right? Don't fall in love with players. This is especially true for Zion. You gotta move off of him now because chances are he's going to get hurt again. And if he gets hurt again, there's already sentiment that he's a bust. If he gets hurt again, his trade value, you won't be able to move off of him. And you're stuck with him. Maybe move him to New York, right? I mean, maybe let him go play with his Duke buddies, Cam Reddish and RJ Barrett. I mean, RJ has been playing really well ever since Cam Reddish was traded to the New York Knicks. So maybe that'll help him out a lot. Maybe that's what he needs in order to get himself actually going, right? Maybe his Duke brethren can actually tell him, hey, health matters. I don't know. But those are just my thoughts on Zion Williamson, and that's why I think that the Pelicans need to move off of him and trade him this summer before it's too late. If you like this kind of video, guys, make sure to hit the subscribe button, right? Leave a like for the algorithm. I really appreciate that. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below of what's going to happen to Zion, and click here to watch, will the Lakers miss the playoffs this year? And aside from that, see you next time, kids.